Hi, I'm Robyn Fennig, and this is Sarah McAra from Sky Magazine. We're at the Division III College Championships, and we're here to give you a recap on day one of competition, sponsored by USAUltimate and SpinUltimate. Sarah, do you want to talk a little bit about kind of what we saw today?
Yeah, so in pool play, the top three seeds kept their place, but the rest of the pools were all mixed up. There's an upset with PLU and Carleton Eclipse. PLU won the first point. It was a long point. They ran hard. They pulled the disc down the end zone, but eventually Carleton Eclipse just kind of took the lead. PLU was too conservative with their throws. They weren't looking deep. They tried to contain Carleton with a zone, but Carleton was just way too patient. They're finding the holes, working it up the field. Carleton took it away with a big win, again, 11-3 in pool play.
I would say the other two really big surprises of the day were Lehigh and Truman State. Both went from the fourth and third seed in their pools respectively to become the second seed out of their pool going into bracket play. Lehigh came in as the 14th overall seed, had a huge upset over Elon to start the day off, and then took Bowdoin to Universe Point, losing 10-11. But Lehigh and Bowdoin, after having matched up 4 times this season, it's really great to see that Lehigh has been able to make the necessary adjustments going into the postseason so they peak at the right time. Lehigh really has good handlers. Amanda Walker was one of the assist leaders in the overall tournament today. We have Truman State, the overall 10 seed. They played the closest in their pool with Valparaiso, but they annihilated the other 2 teams in their pool. Betsy York and Jennifer May's upwind throws really helped to drive their offense, and both of those teams are still fighting in the championship bracket and qualified from pre-quarters to quarterfinals. Sarah, you saw the PLU Haverford game. That went all the way to Universe Point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really tough game. They were exchanging points. They're both getting upwind points, which was kind of a big deal at the turn with all the wind. There's some really great and really intense man D both sides, PLU took a lead, but Haverford scored a few quick points. They tied it at 7-7, and then they played through soft cap and they won hard cap by scoring the last point upwind. We had Haverford won. Allie Lieberman and Sarah Taggart played great games overall. Sarah had some of the top assists of the tournament, and so yeah, they had a great game of pre-quarters.
I guess big trends we noticed throughout the day. Pool B didn't even play zone defense, zone offense all day until they got to pre-quarters, and so that was a huge factor for Truman State's win over Elon. With some of the quarterfinal matchups tomorrow morning, it'll be really interesting to see how they play. Truman State takes on Carleton Eclipse. Eclipse played very, very well in the wind. The North Central and South Central are 2 of the windiest regions, playing in the most varied conditions throughout the year, so that'll be an interesting matchup. From what I saw today, I think Eclipse is going to come out on top. Their handlers have been very dominant, swinging the disc at will, especially I think that it was really demonstrated in the PLU game. Truman State really relies on a few key players to touch the disc a lot, and watching Eclipse play really good shutdown defense on PLU in that matchup, I think that their man-to-man defense in the wind is just great. And then in another quarterfinal matchup, we have Lehigh and Claremont. Again, from what I saw of Lehigh today, Claremont was just dominant in the wind. Their throws were precise. Their games, they won all of their games by huge margins. I think they had a 20 or so point spread on the day. So that's pretty incredible. Lehigh looked a little bit out of gas by the end of the day. A lot of their girls were really feeling a lot of the sun. Weren't very happy by the end of the St. Olaf game, even though they were winning. So if they get a lot of rest, it could be a different story, but they just don't have a very deep roster. I think they maybe have 14 girls, if that, here this weekend.
Yeah, another matchup will be between Haverford and Valparaiso. By the end of the day today, against PLU, Haverford, I think, hit their stride, so they could come out strong in the morning. And Valpo will actually be missing a couple seniors because of graduation, including Ariel Jameson, who's one of the leaders in goals today. So we'll see how that affects the matchup. And then we get Grinnell and Bowdoin. Like we said, the pool Bowdoin was in didn't see much zone today, but Grinnell's got a pretty strong zone working for them, so we'll see how Bowdoin responds to that when they match up tomorrow.
So we'll see who gets to the finals, and Sarah will be there reporting tomorrow. From Sky Magazine, I'm Robyn. Sarah?
Sarah?
Thanks.
Thanks.